What is up, family? It's your boy. I hope you're doing absolutely incredible. In this video, I'll be reviewing crypto because there are some good movements and I have been getting a lot of questions about it. First and foremost, am I still trading crypto? And the answer is yes, absolutely. In fact, this was a trade that we took back in, what was the exact posting this day? December the 2nd. On Ethereum, and we went long on a little bit of a double bottom here. So this was a trade that we did in the trading room. So you can probably see the little bit of a double bottom. Nice little break, and then you had this little compressionary inside build up here. So the answer is yes, absolutely. And I am still accumulating it as well. I'm still buying it on a weekly basis, and that has proved to be a really good idea for the last 2 months, and I really enjoy this present move. So let's look at Bitcoin first and foremost. And the big key takeaway here is that we are still below the 200 simple on a weekly chart. The weekly charts are going to be very, very important time frames to be focusing in on right now for our cryptos because some look different and better than others, and we really want to find the ones that just look stronger on a general basis. So on Bitcoin, what's interesting about it as well is you did have that wave 5 rotation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this new 5th wave here, this was the Sam Bankman-Fried, Binance, FTX issue back in November. And that really did cause and seems like it was really most likely and potentially the last push down, at least for now, for the crypto market. Also, if we notice, it did kind of interact with this old resistance, new support here. So the question, of course, is this the low? And my answer is it very well could be. It has all the reasons, it has all the shapes, and it has all the necessities for it. But just looking at this presently, for me, I mean, we could do something like this, and we could chop around this range for a while. But I think just looking at this, the main low appears to be, and especially the fact that we are already taking out and potentially going to close above this volume on a weekly chart. So active trading is back on, accumulation's back on, getting into some good breakouts and some good pops looks like a really, really key play for me. Here's Ethereum, and Ethereum, I love the fact that we have gotten back above this 200 simple on a weekly. That is some strength. You actually do have a higher low here, and we do have a lower high here. So this being said, this could turn into a triangle pattern of some magnitude, which generally, when you have patterns like this, you'll have a little bit of a breakout, then we'll have a little bit of a retest, then we'll have a little bit of continuation higher. That is very possible. It is likely, that exact shape right there. And again, long term, could we then have something like this and have something like this? Sure, right? Anything is possible. But I am accumulating Ethereum at this level, right? At buying it at all ones, 11111, getting some at 1,000. Back over here in June, buying some off the 200 simple, just slowly accumulating it, buying some on a weekly basis, right, regardless of the price, and just kind of tiptoeing in makes tons of sense to me at these price points. Here's the monthly chart. Not a lot to see on the monthly chart other than you're going to look at just some moving averages that could be a little bit of a target for some levels. But you do have a lot of good strength and some really good shaping momentum in here. Keeping in mind, once you see this video, we're going to be getting a little close to the end of the move. The moon phase, we're about to have our new moon, which is going to be a little bit of a sell signal. So don't get FOMO from this video. Note that we are going to be trading into some resistances, but I will be buying the dip. I think a little bit of a dip will come in on crypto in the next week or so, and that dip will be a buying opportunity in my personal opinion. It just depends on, of course, what cryptos you're looking at, where they're at, and what looks good about them, because a lot of them don't. A lot of them look absolutely awful. But some of them are shaping up for an okay little trade. QNT, for example, I like this one. Quant, I mean, it's above the 100 and 200 on the daily. So that's showing a lot of strength. It hasn't been around for a very, very long period of time. Here's the weekly chart, and you're above the 10, 20, and 50 on the weekly. So this one actually has a lot of strength because it's above all major moving averages on all major time frames right now, including the monthly chart. That's a big deal. So this is kind of the top of my list. I do have a pretty significant buy order at 131.59 if it can pull back into that price. Matic, you all know I'm a pretty big fan of Matic. I love trading Polygon. Here's the weekly chart, and again, you can kind of see some resistances here. But what's interesting about Matic is, again, you are above the 100 and 200 on the daily. That's a big deal. And the weekly chart, we are also above those weekly moving averages. So I do think that snagging a little bit of a pullback on Matic at 95 cents would make, well, a lot of sense to me. And then, again, happening maybe a week and a half out, you do have a decent little trend here on a lot of cryptos, which I am a fan of. Atom, aka Cosmos, another one of my more preferred cryptos, because this one does still pay a comfortable little yield, especially if you have your Cosmos just sitting there in Coinbase, which we'll look at that in just a second. Long-term averages on the daily chart, we're above them. And check this out, we are above the 200 simple on the weekly. Looking at the 200 simple on the weekly, right around $12. I think that could be a cool little spot to pull back. Now, granted, it could pull back a little bit farther, maybe all the way down to 10. But I think accumulating it here and letting it potentially raise up and trade up into 19, maybe the next 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, makes sense to me. It's a valid trade. And on the monthly chart, you are getting what looks like, or at least it's going to try to form a little bit of a double bottom there. Daily chart, good volume, and really the 10 EMA strategy was so absolute fire if you've been playing it. That was a setup that I took on Ethereum, was the 10 EMA setup. But check this out on the daily chart. I mean, that is the perfect candle. That is the perfect candle. All of those bear candles closing above the 10 up in this general area on Atom would have paid you a really, really nice, super comfortable return if you, of course, are still active trading, which I am. Solana, oh man, this was nice. This was beautiful. Look at this consolidation. I mean, who's not trading that breakout? This was a trade that we set up in the afternoon swing trading room early January. Just look at that. 4 days of sideways movement, pin it pattern. Yes, Solana's been down a lot. And again, I'm not saying that all these coins are going to recover or return. What I simply am saying, just like I've been saying on everything almost all the time, active trading opportunities are presenting themselves right now for bull moves or bear moves. You can also always trade cryptos bearish, especially using our funded account. We've had a few people get entirely funded just trading cryptos, both long and short. So something to keep in mind. But on Solana, that was a really, really nice move. And I'm pretty excited to be in that one. 200 simple is going to be my final target at about 27.65. And again, the weekly chart, you can see we have a decent little move here. Old support resistance will kind of probably be, again, a little bit of a level to just keep in mind. But Solana had a nice little recovery for a week or so, and we'll see if there's going to be an opportunity to get in on a pullback on this one, but I think that it will be. And really at this stage, my friends, it's going to be about just going through and just tracking down what looks really, really comfortable. Better setups based on risk reward are going to be there. Better setups based on consolidation and compression are going to be there. Make sure that whatever you're trading hasn't already had a great strong move and it's not just slamming its head into some resistance like basic attention token here on the 100 daily. But scroll through, make sure you build a list of all the coins that are available in Coinbase and just kind of be looking through them, because there are going to be some good opportunities, even if it's just for a week and a half to 2 weeks. Again, I think this is probably more of an active trading style setup to me, more than like a, okay, buy everything and let's let it ride. Really, really good movements in here. Gala, look at the volume on this puppy. That is a lot. Okay. And we are actually holding those highs on a weekly chart. So this could be a breakout to watch really closely. In fact, on the daily time frame, you're above the long-term averages and you have a little bit of a rest after battle right here. It's a pretty nice little pattern. Again, if you're looking for a pullback, this one has a little bit more of a rest over the last few days than some of the other coins, which would say to me, probably buy a little bit right there. And yes, you still want to use stop losses, especially in this environment, especially in random no-name projects, especially in cryptos that are in strong downtrends on longer term time frames. But this one, nice little level, nice little consolidation, looks pretty cute. Litecoin, always like trading Litecoin. This has always been fun. Long-term averages, right? We're probably going to head back up to the 200, which is going to act as a little bit of resistance. That's 101.13, but that's a great, super strong support. This is when I knew that we're going to have some more issues back in April, May of 2022 when we broke that level. Again, if you're shorting that, that was just a measly 50 to 60% move on the downside. But now we're slowly recovering, and I think we can trade back up into the 200 in a matter of weeks on Litecoin, which is still about $13 per per coin. It's that price point. And on the monthly time frame, you can see a little bit of a small breakout above that resistance. So these are some good moves, team. Go through, get some scans in. Coinbase, the actual stock itself, has been moving very nicely because, well, cryptos are moving, and therefore Coinbase is moving. So Coinbase, as of this morning, I'll be getting into a collar on this one. This is the trade that we set up in the afternoon swing trading room back on the 5th of January. So when this candle came in, the 4th of January is when we set this trade up. When this one white soldier comes in with really good volume at this new low, closing above this bear candle, my analysis was, all right, team, let's buy the retest and let's have a trigger for protective puts. I'm not using stop losses on Coinbase. I was using puts because it is at a very, very low level. It is in an accumulation spot. Coinbase has gotten absolutely just murder housed. I mean, it's down 92% from the IPO open, maybe even more if I get really extraneous. Like, look at this, 92, 93%. That's crazy. That's crazy. So it's going to be very, very hard to call the bottom. And when you're playing something that's hard to call the bottom, you know it's going to be hard to call the bottom. I don't use stops. I use protective puts. And those did not trigger in. So we got filled on this day, actually at open, because it was a limit buy that we placed on the 4th of January. At open, we did not get filled, and we had a trigger for protective puts. When that hammer came in, obviously didn't get filled, and just really, really strong movement. And obviously pure luck, which is, hey, it's better to be lucky than good. But the collar that I'll be getting into is probably going to be like the 65, and the put that I'm going to buy is like the 37.50. So this is going to be a collar that I'm going to get into on Coinbase, just letting everyone know. Sell some calls, buy some puts. Hold through a little bit of a retest and a reset that happens, but it does look like right now, 2023, strong bullishness and a little bit of a cute cycle in crypto is coming that we can make some money off of, especially if you're only a net buyer and you're not taking advantage at all of the downside. Hopefully this was helpful. Thanks so much for watching. You are amazing. And until next time, love life, and trade. Bye.